Okay, hello everyone. I hope you're doing well because today I think it's the most important day because it's all about you and all about your work. It's much more casual than yesterday, so I hope it will be fun. So as you can see here, here we have the timeline of today and for tomorrow. There's nothing much to remember because all that matters is that we start your work at 10 a.m. and we finish it tomorrow at 10 a.m. as well. So you have a full 24 hours for your work, of course. But before you start working and thinking, coding, and making presentation, we would like to give you some additional information about, first of all, our mentors and who they are, how could they help you, and how it will work. And of course, the more specified topics. Which we will provide you, and you will have to choose one of them. So I think that we can go straight to the first part of today's meeting. So, uh, we have our NeuroHackaTors 2021 D-Mentors. So, first of all, I would like to say that instead, apart from them being very experienced and talented and very smart and great people, so they are very friendly. They really look forward to helping you today and maybe a little bit tomorrow, but of course, like, today is more important. I also know that they are very happy to meet you all and to give you some great advice about your projects and maybe help you a little bit in many areas, because they are very experienced in a lot of areas of scientific fields. So first of all, our first mentor is Łukasz Furman. Łukasz is the instructor in the Academy of Fine Arts, but also he's a very experienced designer and UX designer, and especially in areas of advanced technology and real-time data and programming. So as you can see here on our presentation, we have the table with the topics or problems which you can ask a particular and specific mentor about. So it would be easier for you to be just oriented how it all should work. Additionally, if you have any questions about your project or you need help, the first thing you can do is to write this question on your problem in a channel of called the help desk. So you can write down your question or problem there, and if you want help from a specific mentor, of course, maybe that also could happen. So please just paste, for example, the name of the mentor. And he or she will visit you on your voice channel to give you some advice. Our next mentor is Anna Strusz. Anna is a cognitive scientist, and she's currently doing her PhD, which is mainly focused on disorders of consciousness and in general application of biosignal registration and analysis to understand better such disorders. And also, as you can see here, Anna is also very experienced. She has knowledge in many different areas, so she will be also very happy to help you. And don't worry, just ask questions and they will help you. Our next mentor is Vyacheslav Bobrov. Vyacheslav is a computer scientist, mainly focused on artificial intelligence and how to apply it into the brain-computer interfaces and neural data. Additionally, he's also an event organizer in NeuroTech, so we have another great person from this society. And also he's a signal engineer and neurotech consultant, so he is also a great person to ask many questions, so feel free to ask. Well, our next mentor is also our great friend. So Christian is a master of neurobiology and psychology, and now working at the Institute of Psychology in Nicolaus Copernicus University. When it comes to his main interest, he's interested in developing the neurotechnology, especially the passive BCI, and he's also very engaged in developing these things here in Poland, so he is a great motivation, and of course for sure he will give you many creative and great ideas. So our next prelegent is Kevin, who is currently at his PhD connected with computational neuroscience. Kevin studies at University of Bristol, and when it comes to his interest, so he's focused mainly on this self-supervised learning in the neocortex, theory of sensory motor learning in neocortex, and of course reinforcement learning, all stages and aspects of machine learning and neuroscience. I think that Kevin is a great person to also direct the questions about programming, machine learning, or neuroscience, and he will be happy to help you as well. So our next prelegent, in fact, maybe even prelegents, because we also are very happy to announce that this event is also with the people from United States as a mentor, so especially the BCI guys. So you could maybe know them from their YouTube channel or so. So Colin is one of them, and Colin is working on many projects and all-consuming passion for like success and personal development. So he's also hoping to learn as much as possible, both in and outside traditional education, to quickly iterate and become a well-rounded businessman. But he's very talented programmer and software development. So here as well, if you have any questions or concerns about your code, I think that Colin is for sure a great person to direct them to. And the second, our BCI guy is Harrison Canning, who is also in cooperation with Colin. So they together create this dynamic duo, let's say. And he is also very dedicated to neuroscience, to neurotechnology. So he would also give you a lot of interesting ideas about your projects. So I think it's worth to ask, or maybe to just tell them what are you thinking about, because I know that they have many ideas. They are quite vivid about it, and they want to help you as much as possible to make it as good as you can in this 24 hours time. And our last but of course not least mentor is Alicia Wicher. So Alicia is a psychologist and graduate student in cognitive science. She's passionate about exploring the. Okay, sorry, it's my Siri. I don't know why it's on. Well, she is a science and technology enthusiast, interested in new technologies and how they could be applied to these objects. Alicia is also our friend from our Neurotechnology Scientific Club, so we are very happy that we can share this event with her as a mentor. So we can guarantee that she will also give you many great advice and ideas about how to develop your projects or how maybe make them work better. So as well in aspects of psychology, neurobiology, and statistics and cognitive science. So here are them, our dementors. We really wish that you ask as much questions as you can, because I think this is important to just be kind of in touch with those people who are very great and kind and will give you, I think, many inspiration. But of course, if you have, for example, questions like for now, you can ask them here, because, as I said, I think it's more casual today. We're not streaming it on YouTube or other channels, so feel free to ask and like ask questions in the chat, or maybe directly to unmute yourself and talk a little bit here. But also, I would like to ask if maybe some of the mentors have maybe some advices for our participants. Would you like to maybe encourage them to give some like pre-advices or so? How to start this kind of hackathon? What would be the best?
I have one advice for you guys. Try to be really open with your questions to us. Like this is the place to gather some new knowledge and try to make best of it. And I wish you just you have a good time today with the projects and with us. So good luck.
Thanks.
I would like to add to that, please ask questions. Like if you have any, please ask. And with regards to your project, focus on making it like a minimum viable project. So do not overthink about like what kind of like a lot of features it has to have. Just like the minimum, and like focus on that. It's something that can be valuable, but without overthinking it.
Yeah, and maybe one thing from me. Remember, there's from 3 to 5 people working for 24 hours. Not a lot, but you have only 5 minutes for your presentation. So remember, this presentation is really important. Please try to do it well as you can. Presentation, I mean. So see you.
Yes, exactly. So I forgot about it's to tell you, and Christian, it's good that you say that, because even though you have like 24 hours for making the project, so there are 5 minutes predicted for your presentation. So try to put into it as much information as you can, but try to make it also as clear as you can. And just tell us the most important information about it. I think that it is also very important to just make it maybe not that like impressive, but or maybe effective. So I think this is also matters, and the way how you present it is also a very important feature, because sometimes if you present something great, it's also looks better. And of course, from this technical side, remember that you don't have to create like the whole application working or so, but it's good to have a code. There are extra points for it, and just try to write down those few lines. You can always ask our mentors because they are also very skilled programmers, so they will help you and tell you how to start and where to start. You don't have to be like focused on one language only, because you can choose between like Python, of course, MATLAB, Java, C Sharp, C++, etc. So no worries about it, but maybe there some of these tools are more beneficial to use. So it's up to you. Think about it, how you would like to how you would like to create this project, and what tools you should use. Łukasz also provided you the presentation from yesterday, some materials from yesterday, and so they are, I guess, if I correctly remember, on the announcement channel, and you can find them there. But of course, feel free to ask, and no worries about it. Well, okay, but I think that it's not important to extend this time to four more minutes to wait for this announcement of the topics. So I think we can go actually straight to the topics which we would like to propose you for your work in the next 24 hours. Okay, so the first topic, well, how to reduce the negative effects of pandemic isolation. Here, I think that it is very strongly connected with those negative emotions, because we all know that the COVID mental and physical health are very strongly interconnected. Well, so isolation, especially now, can negatively impact your mind, your mood, your body. So there are very many aspects how it could influence our cognition, our like body, and our, like, of course, mind. So it's worth to say that the social isolation also adverse health consequences range from the sleeplessness, reduced immune function, and research has shown that chronic social isolation, of course, increases the risk of mental health issues such like depression, anxiety, substance abuse, etc. Of course, we don't have to think only about the body, for example, like the gaining weight or maybe the disorders of the blood pressure, etc. But also, it's worth to say that we can like gain a lot of mental problems, which will influence our mind. And the point here is that this chronic loneliness, for example, can make you physically crazy over time. So if you're chronically lonely, then of course your brain is changing, and being alone, and that's because like being alone gives you the extra time to think, and sometimes you think too much, so you start to worry. Your cortisol level is higher, and it leads to inflammation and excess weight gain, as I said, insulin resistance, like problem of concentration, and more and more and more. So it makes a lot of mental problems as well. So it's worth to think about it this way, and how we can maybe, because those medical aspects of this kind of problems. I think that, I mean, of course, I also worth to think of, but maybe we can do something with it using the neurotechnology or artificial intelligence or machine learning algorithm. So I think it's worth to look at those problems, not from this strict medical side, but maybe from this technical one. Yes, so this is quite what I said, of course, that health effects of social isolation and loneliness mostly affect our physical health, our mental and behavioral health, and cognitive health. And here we can see that problems are also with obesity and other diabetes, and with also the cognitive, when it comes to the cognitive aspects, so cognitive impairment, dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and depression, suicidality, and sleep. So I think this is a broad topic, and how we can prevent even one group who would have this negative effects of isolation, how we can help them. So it's worth to advertise this problem to one of those few groups. So when it comes to the our second topic, I think this is very interesting, because here we have evaluation of the visitor's experience in cultural space. So the evaluation of the visitor experience using technology is of importance for the cultural spaces, which would like to adjust the surroundings to be as effective as possible for reception. Yesterday, we actually talked about it a little bit with Dr. Anna Anzulewicz lecture when it comes to, for example, how can we adjust the space for people with autism or other disorders, and how we can make it like the best and the more convenient for them to actually don't have to exclude them from the groups, because for example, we have many like situation, or I don't know, like school trips where there are some people who cannot go because of the negative effects of the exhibition on their health. So I think this is very important, and we called it the active human museum interface. So the moment when the human interact with the museum, with the surrounding, and with the area of he or she being, and it is possible to adjust this surroundings directly to the person. So make it more convenient, make it more like beneficial when it comes to the learning process, because maybe this person will be more focused on particular aspects of the space, and maybe this space will help him or her to actually learn something because of this personalization of the elements of exhibition, etc. Yes, and here also we have like the aspect of using a biosignal for diagnosis, therapy, and environmental control. So how we can and where we can potentially apply this human museum interface. So and what for we can apply it. So first of all, space validation. We can validate the space and the surrounding. We can like perform testing ready-made solution in terms of, for example, their attractiveness for the recipient. testing the impact of testing the impact of the exposure on the user mood, also, or maybe engaging his attention on individual elements and taking into account his current psychophysical predispositions. So, as I said, we look at the space and we're trying to change it according to one person. Also, we can think of it about active adjustment. So here, it's all about that the highest level of interaction of the object with the recipient is this human museum interface in the active way. So here the user is constant, and it contacts with the system, which on the basis of feedback just adjust the content in real time to the recipient needs. Of course, we have the third part when we have the passive adjustment. So the system is based on the cameras enabling face detection, for example, motor detection, motion detection, bands monitoring, physiological functions. So we can monitor the pulse, breathing, body temperature, and the observation of it are used for adjusting the parameters of the exhibition, for example, like light, colors, sounds, etc. Okay, and our third topic, I see that we're running out of time a little bit, but okay, quickly. The third topic is connected with solutions that help in the elderly in everyday functioning. So I think that also, Christian yesterday said something about the aging society and the problem that they might have and already have in very many aspects of life. Well, like the aging society is the society in which life expectancy is lengthening and the fertility is decreasing. So one of the characteristics of the aging society is just the increasing of the proportion of people affected by diseases which are related to aging processes, and in particular Alzheimer's disease and mild cognitive impairment, so MCI, which is MCI, is the stage between the expected cognitive decline of normal aging and the more serious decline of dementia. And it is characterized by a problem with memory, with language, thinking, judgment, learning, like many cognitive aspects are just disabled. So it is, I think, very important to also think about those people and how we can help them in context of MCI, of Alzheimer's disease as well. So here are also a few aspects of this MCI and the usage of biosignal for diagnosis of therapy and environmental control, such as diagnosis, therapy, home control. So these are aspects which we would like to give you an idea, for example, when the problem could be, and ask you for the probable solution, how we could those problem solved. Okay, and the fourth topic, which is our last, and you can choose it as well. So solutions that improve just e-learning. Well, pandemic situation, which we have been facing recently, put a huge demand on the schools and universities to organize distance learning. So we all know what does it mean to have this distance learning, and that is quite popular now. So it also has drawn attention to massive open online courses. So, for example, me, I've never used that much online courses as now during the pandemic. So I think that it also has a huge influence of our knowledge these days. So the question may arise whether current solutions can be improved. One of the possible areas for improvement can be the personalization of learning. So here again, personalization and how we can personalize this e-learning, which is simply based on the acquired biosignals and biosignals that the system could adjust the form of the presented material to individuals' needs, and maybe it could also give some advice to the user in order to improve the experience and efficiency of learning. So I think that when it comes to the e-learning, so we have some main needs, which are, for example, it's some needs and these good sides from e-learning, which are the customing e-learning that is focused on the user's needs. So by personalization, we can make it more efficient. We could also provide the students, or maybe in companies, employees, we can provide them tools that they need to succeed with the organization or with the project they're performing. So we know what each person needs, and we are ready to provide it to them. And this is how the e-learning and personalized e-learning, first of all, make it just possible and very meaningful to focus on. So here you also have some information about possible aspects of this e-learning. So assessment of current mental state, which will be used as a feedback, as an information of, for example, attention, of concentration, etc. So dynamic adjustments. So if our mental state is changing, the tasks, for example, of what we are doing are changing as well, to adjust them for our level of concentration and for our level of awareness or other cognitive aspects. And of course, the passive BCI, which we also were talking yesterday about, which is combined mostly with assistant, which will be giving advices, it could be a tool also for improving the learning. Okay, so these are the topics. The last announcement for it are the prices. One I told you about yesterday. I mean, these prices you also have on your guidebooks, so you can look on them directly in the guidebook. So for the first place, we would like to provide you bonds to the electronic shop for people interested in machine learning. This is a Polish shop, but I don't think that will be a problem to order it, so no worries. And also the money for your work, so as a little price. So these are prices for the first 3 places, and when it comes to the special price, which I announced yesterday as well. So here is the set of BrainTech tools, and you could choose between. You can choose between the set. First set is a blinker with a Perron, and the second set is a blinker with a Perron headset. So I think this is a great price if you would like to extend your projects and think of them in a few steps like further. Just think of your projects, think of your applications, and how it could be possibly done. Ask questions to mentors; they are very happy to help you. Also, the information about mentors and their field of interest or proficiency in fields are also provided on your guidebooks. So look there. You can also ask me, Veronica, and Chris for help always. So just direct message us from this technical background. We will give you some information as well. Well, so I wish you beneficial work and beneficial 24 hours. So make great projects, choose the topic and work on it as much as you can. And well, if you have any questions, just please ask them on chat or so. So thank you for being here with us once again. We are very excited to know a little bit more about your projects and about you as well, because I think that the atmosphere and knowing you is also a great thing to do. So feel free to just maybe call us on Discord. We will be very happy to talk to you and know you a little bit, tell you about our projects, listen about your projects, and okay, I'm not making it any more longer. So hear you soon, I hope. Have any questions, ask, and good luck with your projects.